Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And I want to tell everybody, any of my listeners, if you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button for this informational commentary about common sense issues in the world and definitely in America. And if you want to support my channel, I have a new Cash App. It's $Trevor Donald, TREVOR DONALD, the number 20. So that's $ Trevor Donald 20. I appreciate it, whether it's $5, $10, $20 donations to continue to improve my YouTube channel and to appreciate the support that my followers have been giving me. And please share this information with people who you think you would find this information informative. And we need to talk about this Puffy thing that's been going on. And I did a video talking about two important males that if they came out would put a nail in the coffin for Puffy. And that is Usher and Mace, who both lived with Puffy back in the early days. But now I want to talk about two women that I think if they decided to open up and divulge the pillow talk that they've heard and participated in, I think would bury Puffy most definitely. And that is Kimora Simmons and Naomi Campbell. Nobody's talking about them as much. There's been a little chatter about Kimora Simmons because she was best friends with Kim Porter. But as you all can remember, Kimora is from St. Louis. I've known her peripherally since she was about 14 years old. She dated a friend of mine, and she met Russell when she was 16. He was in his 30s. As you can see, there's been a certain montage and stereotype for that, where these older men have married these young, very young ladies, R. Kelly and Aaliyah, Puffy and Cassie. Don't forget Mariah Carey and Tommy Mottola, who was the president of Sony Music. There's this thing with these older gentlemen that want to be with these young women for control reasons and whatever else. But to start off with Kimora, and as you know, she was married to Russell for about 10 years, had 2 children. I think she's been married 3 times now and has about 4 or 5 children. She dated the one African actor, and then I think she might have been married to him, and then she was married to this white guy who was a businessman who got convicted and sent to prison for money laundering and stealing, and it's got Russell Simmons tied into it. Russell recently did a interview on a gentleman who has a YouTube channel that's from St. Louis. His last name is Bessinger, where he's saying that Kimora and her ex-husband siphoned off millions and millions of dollars, and now that's going to turn into a mess. And as you all know, in recent times, Kimora has come out saying Russell is broke, he's an unfit father, and all of this stuff. But the one thing that we have to talk about is that it's amazing when things go bad, they see all the negativity and the things they don't like about the person. But Kimora can sound like a victim to a certain degree, but birds of a feather flock together. She married Russell, even with age difference, because they were more similar than dissimilar. There was usury going on both sides. Russell using her, she using him. And if you look back in the old videos and documentaries, Russell was a complete a-hole. Arrogant, heavy drug user, heavy partier, heavy smoker, drinker. And so a lot of the allegations that have come out about him with women, he probably doesn't even remember. And I think Puffy has fallen into this same montage. Russell had 50 years in the music business, is considered the godfather of hip hop with Def Jam Recordings. And he signed the same archaic, slave, draconian contracts to his artists that Puffy did. None of these guys, whether from Def Jam or Bad Boy, none of these artists came out as multimillionaires. They were stranglehold in these contracts, and the only ones that benefited were the owners of these subsidiary labels like Def Jam and Bad Boy. Bad Boy was financed through Clive Davis and Arista. And remember, Def Jam had a relationship with Priority. And before he actually sold it, Def Jam was $21 million in the hole. And as you remember, Warren G saved Def Jam from complete bankruptcy, West Coast rapper. And he had terrible contracts. And after Warren G revived Def Jam, remember that's when Def Jam did joint ventures with Rockefeller, Murder Inc., and Rough Riders, and then they had a little stretch and were able to sell it. But we have to stop worshiping these entertainers and these people that we see on TV. Russell Simmons is just a man, and he thought he was the black Donald Trump. I mean, he cussed like a sailor, hung out all the time, and of course, his entire personality was befitting to be a man who felt that he could do anything to anybody. And there have been gay allegations about Russell. And if you look at his videos and look at his interviews, he has a certain effemininity about him also. The same that they're saying about Puffy and these gay allegations. And so I think Kimora, who was best friends with Kim Porter, who's been around, who's been to all the parties, who's been in the industry for 30 years, she knows where all the bodies are buried, where all the bones are hidden. And I think that if she decides to come out and if she's having this fight with Russell and Russell keeps pushing her button, I think she's going to expose not only Russell, but also P. Diddy. P. Diddy looked up to Russell Simmons. Russell had Def Jam, as I said, and P. Diddy went on to have Bad Boy. And they, for a while, kind of put a stranglehold on those two being the mega black subsidiary labels where most of the black rappers were trying to get on it. DMX wanted to go to Bad Boy. Puffy turned him down. 50 Cent almost went to Bad Boy at one time. And it was either there or Def Jam. And these two guys thought that they ran New York City and they ran hip hop and rap music, the rap culture. And Kimora, just like Usher and Mace, probably knows Puff Daddy like the back of her hand. And if she decides to come out and expose the things that she knows, this will definitely bury Puffy. And she probably could bury Russell Simmons too if he wasn't the father of her children. And Russell and Kimora are more alike than not alike. I mean, she's had 3 failed marriages, multiple children by guys. His last husband is in prison or going to prison. And there's been a dark cloud over Kimora, over Russell, over Puffy. And she definitely knows a whole lot that's going on and has gone on. And all of these people have to be very careful. And the next person is Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell went from dating Mike Tyson, Eddie Murphy, to Robert De Niro, and going back to Kimora. And then she had this Asian black look that fit and tall. So she had a distinct look about herself that was befitting for the fashion and modeling industry. And I think that Chrissy Teigen owes everything to Kimora for opening that particular door of this Asian black kind of mixed race individual. I think that Chrissy reminds everybody of Kimora. And back to Naomi Campbell. Naomi knows a lot of people and has dated a lot of folks and has been single a long time. She definitely, and I'm sure she was good friends with Puffy too and went to the parties, and I'm sure she knows a whole plethora of things. So I think if Kimora and Naomi decided to talk and speak out, it would bury Puffy. And it would probably bury a lot of other industry presidents and industry heads in this music and entertainment business. You haven't heard anything from Naomi. I think Naomi with her African, Jamaican, West Indies look. I think she was born in London. That was a door opening for her. I think Iman um, is the person that kind of opened up that vantage point for Naomi. As you know, in this entertainment business, they try to bring in people that remind and look similar to the previous actor or entertainer. And remember, Iman was married to David Bowie, who had been known to be bisexual and very androgynous in the 70s and 80s. And so you're seeing a theme here where a lot of these models have married men that have been questionable in their sexuality, and they know a lot that's going on. There's been a lot of cocaine, there's been a lot of drugs, there's been a lot of underage relationships that have taken place that they may have even participated in. When Kimora met Russell, she was 16. This has been going on a long time. Tommy Mottola married Mariah Carey, even though she was of age, but they had a great big age gap. And Naomi has been around the block many times and it's been all the parties. Top model. Kimora was a top model. Iman was a top model. They know, and it's all through what we call for guys pillow talk. They know where all the bodies are buried, I guarantee you. And if Naomi and Kimora decided to come out and start speaking about the things that they know that have taken place in the industry, the abuse to women, the abuse to men, the extortion, the death threats, they could really bury some of these people. And I know Puffy, he's had 30 years of egregious behavior. He doesn't even know what fires he started, let alone which ones to put out. Russell Simmons got the hell out of here and went to Bali. He's been in the business 50 years, and he definitely can't remember what fires he started and which ones to put out. It just goes to show you that this black on black crime and self-hatred does not only take place in the streets, but it also takes place in the boardrooms and these music executive boardrooms each and every day. And that's the great thing about social media and the dynamics that are taking place today, is that all of this egregious, tumultuous behavior, or especially with people of color doing it to other people of color, you can't blame white folks. You're repeating the same behavior that they have. And I think it makes it worse because we have a tendency to let our guard down with people that look like us. And these young people were going to Puffy and to Russell as mentors, as father figures, and they didn't do anything but use and abuse. So I just wanted to put out a YouTube video manifesting our truth in the right direction and being positive and being righteous. And if Naomi Campbell and Kimora Simmons decided to talk about all the things that they know about Puffy, he's done. If they decided to talk about all the things they know about Russell Simmons, he's done. But he got the hell out of here. Fortunately, I think Bali does not have an extradition law to send him back here, but he's gone. He did the same thing that Roman Polanski did back in the 60s, who was in a relationship with Sharon Tate that died in the Charlie Manson murders. Once he got accused of having sex with an underage 14-year-old girl, he got the hell out of here, and you haven't seen him since. He does movies in Europe somewhere. So this kind of craziness has been going on forever, and we as normal, everyday citizens need to stop sending our children to these demonic devil forces in this entertainment industry and willing to pay any price for fame. And part of the reason why maybe Naomi and Kimora are not saying anything, because they have the same blood on their hands that Russell and Puffy have. That might be the only thing that's keeping them quiet, because birds of a feather flock together. Kimora is more like Russell than unlike Russell. That's why she married him. There was using going on both sides. Russell using her, she's using him. And then, of course, in most of those relationships, there comes an explosion, and then people want to start doing the blame game. Naomi, she knows everybody. And who knows why she hasn't spoken out, but victims become victimizers. And where Naomi stands on this and Kimora stands on it, but if the feds aren't talking to them and if somebody pushes their button, I think Kimora Lee Simmons and Naomi Campbell could bring the entire black music industry down. I truly believe that. So I just went ahead and put an YouTube video up about it. And I think Kimora Lee Simmons and Naomi Campbell are the two missing female pieces in burying Puffy and the things that they know and could expose. Whether they do it or not, who knows? But let's wait and see what happens. And please continue to support the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. Hit that like and subscribe button. And if you decide to make a donation, it is # Trevor Donald 20 Cash App on Cash App. See you next time.